Today we're gonna continue and hopefully finalize sanding the teak deck. We're getting there. It's the final part now.
So much grinding, but now it's not that much left.
No, it's just a little bit on this side. And then there are also some narrow places that we...
I will leave for later.
Yeah. But it's nice to get the big part done now.
Oh, it hurts in my whole body. Oh,
All done.
that was tough. Okay, that was it, right?
Yes.
I think we're all through. We just have some.
Vacuuming to
Yeah. You look, wait, take it up. You look almost like a ready for like a master demonstration.
ready for fighting.
Ready for fighting. Ready to pick up some stones and throw them.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so the reason for this sanding job is that we changed almost all the plugs during summer, removed the screws and put epoxy in them and then put new plugs in. And the old deck was also very worn down. I don't want to say this word because it's so hard to pronounce. The caulking was sticking out, so we had to get that down or leveled with the teak. But yeah, this was a sort of a quick fix because it was the fastest thing for us to do, we think, at this point. But we hope the deck stays okay for at least a few years, and then we'll probably have to do something else about it. Finally everything cleaned up as well, and guardrails soon back in place. The boat has been looking very naked.
Yeah, but we intended to change this during the winter, but we haven't really had time to do it. We will change it for sure, I think.
At some point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna test a new anchor to see if it fits.
So a couple of weeks ago we ordered some laser cut metal for different things. One of them being backing plates for the beam of the doghouse. These I think they look really nice. Feels rigid and big. And then we ordered a lot of other different backing plates. And there's a lot of places in the boat where the backing plates are not very good. For example, for the cleats. We ordered the backing plates for the cleats, proper ones, for the backstays as well, and yeah, some random small stuffs. Holders that's gonna be welded to the arc for the guardrail. Yeah, different stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the things for the arc, right?
Yeah, a lot of the things are for the arc. These are the bases and backing plates for the arc, and
attachments for solar panels.
Yeah. Quite convenient actually, just to CAD up those parts. I mean, just to make, let's say something like this, it's super small, but it would take I mean, to make a good one with just machining tools with some precision, it's a lot of work. I mean, I'm not sure this one costs like $1. I don't know, something like that. So it's super cheap.
It's just not, you need the drawings, right?
You need to do the drawings and you need to order quite a lot for it to make sense, because it's quite a high initial cost. So this is what we ordered, but as soon as you get above that, then the piece price goes down a lot. It's going to be super exciting to start to work with these things. But that's for later.
And what is this tool?
I'm not sure what we've gotten ourselves into. It's a massive adjustable reamer, I think it's called. We have it because we have some problems with our rudder bearings. When they were manufactured or produced, I think they were a bit too tight, and now they have absorbed a bit of water, maybe, and that makes it's basically too little clearance, and it's very, very tight in steering. So apparently a reamer is the tool to use for taking the polyethylene I think we have in the bearing up just a bit. And as our rudder shaft is quite big, it's 80 millimeters, we needed quite a big one, and I don't know, we didn't really find anyone that we could borrow, so we found this one on eBay to buy. We'll try to just lift the boat, take the rudder down, use this one to take make the bearings a bit diameter a bit bigger, and then put the rudder back. Hopefully in a quite quick operation. That's the theory at least. Let's see if we end up that way. We're getting there.
Looks like expected.
I think it looks good. I mean, it's very difficult to evaluate without the mast and boom and everything, and also the arc that we're gonna put in there. But definitely gives a new look to the boat, but I wouldn't say it's that bad necessarily. I think it's pretty cool.
And still the final cut has not been done. I'm a little bit annoyed at the overhang, sort of, because it's wobbly, so that's not finished.
That is not straight, though.
Yeah. So I have to just clarify that it's not as it should be.
No.
But I think it looks very promising.
Indeed. Yeah.
So yeah, we have started cutting here to fit it in. Then we're gonna put this back on, and then we're gonna cut even more here in the front. But we thought it was easier to remove this first and take it step by step. Today we're gonna remove the boat because we're gonna haul out tomorrow to check the rudder. And I'm gonna test start the engine and see that everything is running.
Okay, so we're not getting any raw water to the engine, and we're trying to prime it and we're trying to do pretty much everything, but we're suspecting that it maybe is leaking in the raw water filter lid. Yeah, we're just gonna try to suck some water here to see, because when we run the motor we cannot really hear if it's leaking or anything. We don't really know where it's potentially leaking, so.
Det är något som gurglar här i alla fall.
Okay, so it really looks like we're not getting the filter completely tight, that it's sucking air here. I don't know, this strainer has a gasket on it, but it's very difficult to get it in position. It feels like it's a bit tilted all the time. I'm not sure why, really.
Now we meant to try to film the noise because we opened the valve for the seawater inlet. But now it didn't make a sound.
Yeah, as this one is above waterline, you can clearly hear. Before that it was leaking in air and that it was raining, but now it was quiet. Maybe we should try to start again then. Good. I think we got it tight. That's very tricky.
We arrived. We're gonna go up tomorrow. Now we're just gonna walk back to the car.
So it was quite easy to get the, not sure if you call it quadrant or whatever you want to call it, but lever arm here. Now it's just this one still here. I don't want to remove it because in theory it will fall down, but I think it's stuck in the bearings. And here you have the top bearing. Okay, so now we're back from the haul out, and I think everything went really well. We never used the crazy big reamer that we bought to be able to ream the bearings, because it turned out that it was enough to just clean the shaft. It was some rustish, but I think the shaft looked nice, but there was some things on the surface that we managed to clean off and polish off. And then when we put the rudder back, it was way better. We were a bit hesitant on if we were, I mean it was still quite some, it's hard to say, it's a bit subjective I guess. It was still some friction, but I think it was way better than before, and I think it was probably good. I mean, it is probably good as it is right now. At least we decided to not use the reamer and take off anything of the bearings, because I guess it doesn't need much until you will start to have a play instead, and then that might increase or wear more over time. So I think we're happy with the result. Also, the keel looked really good. It was the first time we saw it since we put it in water. I'm not really sure what to expect, but I mean, it could be cracks in the joint between the upper and the lower part and stuff like that, but it was nothing like that. So yeah, that just looked really good. It looked like new, basically.
Yeah,
it looked like when we put it in water. The shaft on the propeller shaft was really worn down though, so we actually changed that one, which is a bit strange, but I guess we have to. We'll see if it continues to disappear as quickly when we move and stay in another spot. We're not sure if it's the spot and the boat neighbor that is a problem, or if it's our boat in somewhere that has some kind of leakage current somewhere. Yeah, now we're gonna walk back to our car.
Yeah. Same walk as yesterday.
Yep.
But nice to have a hauled out and
Yep.
checked the bottom after.
Exactly, both checked the bottom and also gotten the rudder way better.
Yeah. We managed to do it all in 2 hours. So
Yeah.
like planned. It's not usually like that.
And I to be honest, I expected it to be night work this night, but it went really smooth, everything. It wasn't that tricky to take it out either. I was expecting it to be really difficult to get it out, but
But it was
even though it was quite some friction before, it was pretty easy to take it down.
It was crazy heavy.
Yeah, it was crazy heavy. It was me and Petra was holding it, and we were just supposed to balance it when the guy running the crane lifted the boat, and the rudder was on the pallet. And as I said, we were just supposed to balance it, but barely managed to hold it actually.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we were pushing against it earlier, but it was crazy heavy.
What is this down here?
So before there's not really been any proper end stops for the rudder. So, and that's probably one of the reasons why the steering failed a bit before. So now we want to install some end stops. They look a bit different on each side. So one will be just stopping against this bulkhead here, so just basically a distance and some rubber. And the other one is a bit more like an angle in reinforced angle in aluminum that I milled down to fit under the or around all the things that moves down here.
And hopefully the steering will work really smoothly now. Both the steering is serviced, the rudder is serviced, and rudder stops.
It's been a lot of focus on the rudder lately.
Yep.
It's also important, so.
Yep. It is time to continue fitting the doghouse onto the boat. Still have some more cutting to do, but we have decided to wait with the overhang till we're at the level place. We can use the laser and cut it straight. But now we will do the lower part so we can laminate the foot later on. How stiff does it feel? Little wobbly only. That's the sound.
Yeah, not really attached yet, but it's super stiff. Good. I think that fitting is good enough, right?
So next step will be to laminate the foot on the inside. Or whatever you want to call it, plunge.
And then we can take it off the boat again, mount the windows, do a lot of fairing and paint it.
Super cool.
It's so nice to see it with the windows and painted as well, not being epoxy yellowish.
Not the prettiest color.
No.